Welcome to TYT Sports on Pluto TV. That is Rick Strom.
Hello. That's Jason Rubin.
Jason Rubin. Am I?
Sphincter?
We have 3 great stories for you today. You'll be seeing these on Friday. If you're watching over on YouTube, head over to Pluto. If you're watching on Pluto, come back over to YouTube. But the biggest news out of our stories today is the change in format out of the NBA AllStar game. The East versus West format will no longer exist, at least for this year in the experimental phase of what All-Star game will get people to watch. All-Star weekend in itself, usually a fun weekend. The game itself is just an offensive blowout for the last 5-10 years. There's no defense, not that there really was supposed to be. Now, we'll get into Frank Isola of the New York Daily News summed it up as to what changes will be happening and how it will work. So these are Frank Isola's quotes. The pool of players for the February 18th All-Star game in Los Angeles will still be selected the same way as last season. 5 players from each conference will be selected as starters, with a fan vote being worth 50%, a player vote worth 25%, and a media vote worth 25%. The 7 reserves for each team will be picked by each conference's respective head coaches. So the difference is, as he continues to say, once the captains are determined, the remaining 8 starters are drafted first, followed by the 14 reserves. So there will be a captain selected, LeBron James and Kevin Durant, most likely, given them the 2 best players in the league.
Maybe Kevin, right?
Maybe Kevin.
Maybe
Kevin. If you were captain of the All-Star team, Eastern, doesn't matter what side, LeBron and KD are off the table. Who are you taking?
If I'm the captain for one
LeBron
of these
and
sides.
KD they already picked each other. They're on their own team, so you don't get those 2 as the option. Who's your first pick after those 2 guys?
Oh, the Phoenix Suns monkey. Have you seen him dunk before?
Is he good?
Oh, he's phenomenal. Are you kidding?
Harambe?
All right,
My
peace.
sweet Harambe.
Namasteing me out right now. Who would I pick? Probably Russell Westbrook, just because you'd see some flair, you'd see some creativity, and you'd see a guy who would probably not only want the ball every single time, but would try to score 112 points. So I'd like to have Russell Westbrook on my team. For other purposes, I mean, you got to give some players love. Channing Frye could be one of them.
Fact.
Dalibor Bogaric, again, my favorite name, could be another one. Another great name, Moochie Norris, who I also really, really like. But the favorite, if I had to pick one of the All-Star game voting of names, God Shamgod.
Bol. Manute Bol's son.
Bol. B-O-L-B-O-L.
Bol.
No, seriously, who would be your pick?
Jamal Crawford, undoubtedly.
Why?
Locker room Zen master. Everywhere he goes.
Locker room Zen master.
Yeah, locker room's under control with Jamal Crawford. Seems to be a nice guy.
McDonald's pregame eatery.
Never hit the gym once in his life. Love it. Great handles. No, I would obviously not take Jamal Crawford. Russell Westbrook for the fun factor, obviously very high up on the list. It wouldn't necessarily be Kawhi Leonard. I think maybe because I am too obsessed, I'd go with Giannis. I would take Giannis.
It's a great pick. I have no problem with Giannis. I think it'd be fun.
Either Giannis or there's a lot, because I do think coming into this season.
That was just a really interesting insert in the sentence of like self-reflection.
I really think Karl-Anthony Towns is going to take a massive step forward this year.
I
and I think
agree
when we
with
get
that.
to the All-Star, and he had a slow start last year. It was his second half in which we went, oh, that Karl-Anthony Towns. Like 25 and 13 Karl-Anthony Towns on like 78% 2-point shooting Karl-Anthony Towns. I don't think it was actually that high. But I think by the time we get to this All-Star break with this team, a year under Tibbs already, obviously Jimmy Butler, who's already played for Tibbs, if I'm correct.
1 year.
So not a crazy amount of adjustment. He knows a little bit, but definitely adjustment.
I believe it was when he was a rookie coming out of Marquette, and he was, as many people know, a late round pick. So Tibbs has this thing where he doesn't like to play rookies in an overabundance amount, I guess you could say.
He waits till they're sophomores, and then he plays them 53 minutes a game.
and then he's like the Dusty Baker of basketball, just like killing someone's knees. Look at Joakim Noah. So yeah, the contrarian point always, and I know that we're getting a little off topic here, but it is knowing that there's one basketball, as always. How is Karl-Anthony Towns going to get his looks? Like, everyone needs to calm down. Jimmy Butler is going to get his looks. Andrew Wiggins going to get his looks. Jeff Teague doesn't deserve any because he's not in the big three right now. He's going to get some wide open shots when they're going to double down on Klay Thompson, on Karl Anthony Towns. But Towns is still going to get the ball because he is the nucleus to this team. He is the driving force. He is the machine. So they're going to feed him to anybody that a few people that I've seen on Twitter. Oh, they signed Jimmy Butler and Jamal Crawford off the bench. Like, yeah, he's coming off the bench for a reason. Cat's going to get his looks.
I did the math last year for everybody when the world's dumbest argument was, oh, Kevin Durant's on the Warriors now, too many mouths to feed. It's going to be impossible. They're going to be a way worse off team. And like for the first 40 games, people really thought they were right. They really did. They're like, man, Kevin Durant's a little bit injured now. Curry can't adjust. Oh, God, it takes more than 40 games for a team. And they still only lost one playoff game. And it was a fluke when the Cavs got hot from three.
But to that point, someone had to take a step back.
Yes,
and it was Klay Thompson.
And it was Klay Thompson. Yeah, well, Klay Thompson didn't take a step back. He completely vanished. And for my next trick in the playoffs, there was like a 8-game series, 8-game stretch where he just didn't, I don't know if he was there. Defensively, he's always been there, don't get me wrong, especially in transition. However, when it came to the too many mouths to feed argument, like Harrison Barnes obviously wasn't taking more than like, what was it, 8 or 9 shots, I think a game, even that. But when you did the math, it was pretty much like you had to find, in total for the Warriors, like each player had to give up like 1.3 shots a game for Kevin Durant to get his like 15 total shots. So you're going 1.3 shots a game. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they can find room for that. Totally. So the math was actually not that crazy. People thought it was gonna be like, man, Curry's not gonna be able to take, 20 shots. Curry's still jacked up more threes than Carson Palmer is going to attempt in passes this year.
And also the argument could easily be made that the Golden State Warriors don't win the NBA Finals last year without Kevin Durant putting up 35 a game. There's also that little wrinkle. And also who's going to defend LeBron? It was Kevin Durant and Andre Iguodala.
It's my other favorite argument.
What's that?
When people make with the ball say, man, the Celtics giving up Jay Crowder. Who's going to defend LeBron now? Jay Crowder gave up a triple-double to LeBron every game.
Was anybody doing it previously?
Here's what's stopping LeBron is like 22, 6, and 5 on 43% shooting. That's what's stopping LeBron is, and for most players in the NBA, that's like a Derrick Rose in his prime.
But come on, the LeBron stoppers, Jason. You're getting off the LeBron stoppers.
Kawhi, where I think he dropped 40 one of those games.
Tony Allen, DeMar Carroll. Like nobody's going to stop LeBron James in the Eastern Conference.
Courtney Lee, who once screamed, I think, at LeBron, first team all defense. It's a great line.
It was not. It was Tony Allen.
Sorry, Tony Allen. You're right.
I was going to say Courtney Lee.
Both played for
Courtney Lee doesn't play dick of defense.
He plays a little bit, tiniest little bit of defense.
Weird shooting form. All right.
Very strange shooting form. I agree. So we can move forward though into not really defense, but back to the offense.
Sure.
Although some players might be on the defensive. If you're following my drift here.